Hello and welcome to the Money Queen podcast. I am Alex Nicolaitis, the Money Queen. I'm here to unite the masculine and feminine energetics of money and invite you in joining me to break the stigma of we don't talk about money here. I will deliver the loving bitch slaps that you need in your business to elevate you as a leader and support you to that next level and welcoming in the wealthiest version of yourself. With over 13 years in the accounting and bookkeeping industry, I utilize the support of the masculine in systems, structure, support, and ATO compliance, combined with the feminine of the energetics of mentoring, guiding, getting really curious. So hit that subscribe button, leave me a rating, and I cannot wait to have you by my side as we raise the feminine collective and create true generational wealth and change. Hello and welcome to the Money Queen podcast. My name is Alex, the Money Queen. The topic is my recent wardrobe reset experience. Now, you may be thinking, what on earth is a wardrobe reset experience? Glad you asked. You came to the right place. So one of my besties, business besties, she is a stylist, and one of the options that she has as part of her business is this concept called a wardrobe reset. Because how often do you in life and business and relationships keep adding and adding and adding to something, to an experience, to perhaps even your business offerings, but you don't actually take the time to stop and be like, do I resonate with everything here? Is there actually too much in here? And I actually get to take things away to create space for new things to come into my world. That is exactly what we did this morning, literally like 2 hours ago before recording this episode. She came to my apartment and went through, I'm too excited. I've jumped the gun a little bit. Let me take you back a couple of notches. Now, I'm a little bit fucking hot. I've got this hat on. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see. So I'm going to take this off. So we're going to come back to that a bit later on. Whew, that's better. So why I was curious about this, because I have shifted so much in who I'm choosing to be since I moved to Brisbane really, but more so in the last probably 6 to 12 months. And the vibration that I am choosing to show up with every single day is shifting and changing dramatically. And I'm aware through building friendships like with Kelsie that clothes are a huge part of this. So it's only fair and in alignment with where I'm choosing to move into that I get to assess that. I get to stop. I get to pause and go, actually, do I have too much shit in my world? And is it time for more space to be created? The answer to that obviously is yes, because I just had that experience. So I actually committed to her prior to, I think it was maybe early June. No, even before that. I think it was in May. And I'm like, Kelsie, I need to do one of these experiences with you. I'm committing to do it with you before 30 June. 30 June came, 30 June left, and I hadn't booked in. And I actually sat with that and I was like, what is with this? I do want to do this experience, but I'm blocking myself from that. Why? The reason for that is because in my past life, I related having a full calendar and even an overflowing calendar with being successful. And that has seeped into, I guess, my wardrobe, because I'm like, I need to have a full wardrobe to feel successful. I need to have a full wardrobe to feel like I've got enough clothes, enough options. And the concept of having space to me felt unsafe, right? Having a full life was safety to me. So it was actually challenging and quite scary for me to ask for someone to help create space in my world because I saw that as unsafe. Asking for support to create space was quite challenging. And that's why it took me months to actually commit. And once I got clear with what my truth was about that, about why I was putting myself in my own way of progress and calling forward the wealthiest version of myself, literally stepping into her, once I got clear on what my truth was, why I was cock-blocking myself and the wealthiest version of myself, the next level version of myself, once I got clear on that, then I could communicate that with her. And I was like, hey, girlfriend, this is what's happening for me. I am still committed to it, but I needed to work through this. And she held me in that experience and reassured me that I'm not alone in this. There are so many other women that come to her and say yes and then get scared. So it was comforting to hear that I was not alone. And similar in my business experience, every time I've had a situation where I have kept that with inside of me and I'm like, I can't share these thoughts, these experiences, these emotions with people because they don't know what I'm going through, it's complete and utter bullshit. The moment that I allow myself vulnerability and share that experience with other people, they're like, oh, me too. And it provides that safety within me to be like, I'm not in this alone. I'm not in this alone. So, side note to that, if you are listening to this podcast right now or watching and you're like, yes, Al, I so resonate. There are a few things in my world right now and I haven't told a soul. Know that there are people probably around you right now that have been through what you're going through or something similar. So can you allow yourself to be vulnerable and be seen in that? Because shame shared is shame halved. And in every experience where I have shared something vulnerable, it's always been received beautifully. So we digress slightly. Let's get back on track. Moved through my own shit, and she turned up this morning. And the first thing that we did was sit down and have a conversation about what I wanted to achieve out of the 2 hours that she was with me this morning. And who is the next version of myself that I'm calling forward? What does she look like? What does she dress like? What vibration does she operate in? What feeling does she want to exude into a room when she walks into it? And really getting clear on that version of myself to connect with her before we start to do this purge on my wardrobe. And then once we had that conversation, we had a bit of connection, we got straight into it. So we went into my wardrobe and literally took out piece by piece every single piece of clothing that I owned and said yes, maybe, or no. And placed them in 3 piles on my bed. And what I noticed was every time I picked up a piece of clothing, I either reminisced about a story or experience that I had whilst I was wearing that clothing, or I was immediately like, no. I knew it was a no before you even came into my apartment this morning, but I just didn't want to say that. I wasn't ready to let that go. But now that I've got this support around me, and I know that this support has been asked and called forward from my highest self, from my future version of myself, I know that the answer is no, and I get to say no straight away because that's my truth about this piece of clothing. It's no longer a part of the life that I am calling forward. It was a part of my past. It's allowed me to get to the space where I am today, but it's not a part of my future story. So we did that piece by piece, and it was actually a beautiful process to remember some stories, some sexy stories. They were probably the most prominent ones, to be like, oh, I remember what I was wearing when this guy did this, and this. And I was like, oh, yes. More of that, please, and thank you. I am so here for receiving more pleasure. Oh. I'm like, do I tell part of that story? Yeah, okay, right, we're going to go for it. There's this blue dress that I have, and there's like buttons down the top, and I went over to this guy's place, and he literally like he was behind me, and he literally like was kissing my neck and just like caressing my body and literally just unbuttoned it button by button. And I was like, yes, this is fucking yes. And it was just the entire night with this guy was amazing and incredibly pleasurable and a beautiful experience that I was able to have because I was open to receiving, which listen to the masculine and feminine episode number 2, I was open to receiving pleasure. I was open to receiving the masculine, and I was so in my feminine because I could feel that masculine presence within him and how he held me and how he commanded me to be at his house at 8 o'clock and wear lingerie and wear a short dress. And I was like, oh my God, yes. And when I'm in those places, when I co-create those experiences, my world flourishes. So beautiful experiences like that came up when I was pulling out the pieces of clothing item by item and explaining my relationship, allowing myself to connect with the truth of my relationship with my clothes, because they form a huge part of my identity. And even in what I'm wearing right now, right? This was a suggestion from Kelsie to put together. There's a, if you can't see it, go onto YouTube. It's like a silky type top and then like this nice green blazer. And the blazer provides structure in my appearance. The silky top, I'm like, that's the femininity. The little necklace that I have, I'm like, this is nice and delicate. And then I'm not wearing a freaking bra. And I love that because wearing a bra feels constrictive at times. And right now I want to be in my feminine. I am in my feminine because, and I'm allowing my masculine in as well by the structure of this coat, this jacket, right? So I'm allowing everything in here. And that is a story that I have put together based on clothes. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, it's just clothes, really listen to this. It's not just clothes. It's who are you choosing to be when you select these items that you put on your bare naked body every single morning. I know for me, when I am working at home and if I'm in my pajamas all day, I'm not as productive as what I am when I actually wake up and I decide to put on outside pants, to put on a t-shirt, to put on a bra that's not my sports bra, and to put on a jumper that's not just for comfort and for warmth. When I choose to put on clothes with intentionality about intentionality for the person that I'm stepping into. If you are listening to this episode and are picking up what I'm putting down and are ready to unpack and elevate your money story, then pop over to my website and see the money coaching package that is calling your name. Find out for yourself why I have been called the money queen that everyone needs in their life. After working with me, my clients are reclaiming their power in their business, and this has seen them bring hundreds of thousands of dollars into their businesses after having me on board their team. Are you ready to expand? Then let's fucking go, queen. Book in a call with me on my website, which is alexunscripted.com, to show the universe that you are here for everything that you fucking desire and you are taking action. Once I've then done the Palo Santo cleanse on the clothes that are leaving to give them a new vibration for their new owner, I then cleanse the clothes that are staying with me and moving forward with me on my next journey to remove any negative energies that are in those clothes, to welcome in any new experiences that I get to have whilst I'm forming a different relationship with them, because I've only seen them in one light to date. And Kelsie, via looking at the clothes and giving me suggestions on how I can pair a few items a lot differently, i.e. this little get up here, is giving me a new way of forming a relationship with those clothes. And she gave me some suggestions as well about a few key items that I can get to purchase to then elevate my current wardrobe. And to my surprise, there's only probably about 4 or 5 things that she's like, yes, I would love to see you purchase this, this, and this to elevate this outfit, that outfit, that outfit, that outfit. And I was like, yes, I can see that. I can see your vision. I can see myself in that. I can see my future self in that. And that feels really freaking good. So that is my experience so far. I'm sitting in the feelings of seeing my wardrobe quite empty right now, or emptier than what it was, and seeing the piles of clothes on my bed going, you get to have a new story now. You get to have a new owner and you get to experience something new. And same too for myself. I get to have space in my wardrobe for something else to come in with fresh energy, with fresh vibration. And I get to experience something different with the new clothes that come into my world. And I also get to shift the relationship with the existing clothes that I've chosen to come with me on my next level up. Oh, I didn't even mention, oh my gosh, this is my wealth upgrade for the month of July. So I spoke about this in, I can't remember what episode, just to be sure, just go and listen to all of them. And this is an example of the level up that you get to have and why the monthly wealth upgrade is so important to me, because this experience of 2 hours and this investment of $500 is going to serve me for the next 12 months, for the next 18 months, for the next 2 years, perhaps even my whole fucking life, because of the difference that I now have when I look at my wardrobe, the difference that I'm already future pacing of when I'm going shopping, for instance. Will that fit in with X, Y, and Z, or will that just not work? What would Kelsie say? And what vibe am I actually going for? Being clear and intentional about that, knowing piece by piece what exactly is in my wardrobe, and I've chosen it with intentionality, as opposed to what's in my wardrobe is just things that I've collected over time, and they're just there because they're just there. And I haven't given the space, the time, or awareness to actually choose them from the version that I am today. I would love, as an outcome of listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube, for you to do your own mini reset. Have a look through your wardrobe and decide with intentionality who gets to stay and who gets to leave, to create space for new experiences to come into your world, for new clothes to come into your wardrobe. Perhaps even take this methodology and put it into your business. What clients get to leave, to make space for new clients to come in, more aligned clients to come in. Who do you get to have a different conversation with in your business, with your clients, to say, hey, this actually doesn't feel great for me anymore. When I put you on, when I put your yeah, right. Okay. With the jeans that I put on, when I put you on, I'm like, you feel okay. Like you feel 80%, but not 100%. And I want you to feel 100%. Putting that into a client context. We have an okay working relationship, but I want it to be a love relationship. I want it to be like, I fucking love working with you. And at the moment, it's only an 80%. If I'm feeling that as the person providing a service to you, surely you're feeling it as well. Can we have a conversation here to bring out onto the table things that perhaps aren't 100%, and we get to shift towards that to make your experience that 100% or 99%, because there's always room for improvement. So this experience can be altered, shaped, and shifted to apply to all of your areas of your life and business, and most importantly, your wardrobe. I would love it if you could tag me in your social media post once you have taken action from listening to this, and tell me who you are stepping forward into. What version of you is being created now as a part of this intentional action in doing your own mini wardrobe reset? I will put Kelsie's information in the show notes. So if you would like her to do this for you, I'm pretty sure she does it online, but if you are in Brisbane, get her over to your place. You're welcome. Thank you, Queen, for saying yes to your yes in listening to this episode and being a part of raising the feminine collective one conversation at a time. Remember to share this episode with your business besties and join me in breaking the tabooness around having money conversations. As always, if you have enjoyed this episode, please rate, subscribe, and share this on your social media, remembering to tag me in it to help this conversation go further, which creates a bigger ripple effect.